So, this show was created by the same dude that made Interspecies Reviewers. Do you think we'll have some kind of sensitive content? Nah, I will be straight here. Heion Sedai no Idaten-tachi, or this English title, is easily one of the best animes currently airing in this summer season. And more people need to watch it. As you watch more and more anime seasons, you start to notice this one pattern of that one show that no one knows about, but that is actually better than most of the other stuff airing. Sometimes, they end up getting noticed during the season. Others, they just remain forgotten. And since none of the big guys is promoting this one, I, the irrelevant one, decided that I should do it so that the 3 people that may end up seeing this video get interested in it. So yeah, after finishing this script, I saw that Mother's Basement made a wants to watch talking about Idaten. So forget the part about no big guys promoting. Let's go from the start. What is this anime about? Idaten takes place in a fantasy world where 800 years ago, demons went brrr on humanity. Then the gods came and went brrr on the demons, sealing every single one and bringing peace to Earth. Now back to the present, the new gods that came to birth during this long time know nothing about the demons and never had to fight. That is, up until these 3 fine humans doing human stuff, together with this generic mad doctor looking dude. And they discover what? Of course, demons. And the story goes on from there. This is the basic plot. Quite basic, right? Sounds like some generic fantasy story that we already seen countless times. So, what is so great about this anime? Literally everything other than the base synopsis. Since I will be making a lot of comparisons with the shonen genre, let me say first that this anime is basically a shonen parody. It is self-aware of how generic the main plot sounds, and it uses it to make the show more interesting. All of the Idaten are exaggerations to shonen character traits. Hayato is the classic muscle brain protagonist that just wants to smash everything, but so exaggerated that we'll do that 6 months training arc in a day just to show how fists speak louder than words. Easily, I don't know how to say his name, is the obligatory protagonist friend that is the big brain, knows everything and gives the absurdly long explanations. But he is so ridiculously smart that stuff that would be big plot points in low shonen, he notices in the same episode and promptly explains like it is nothing. Even the explanation moments are turning into a joke, being made in 4 times speed, just because every shonen explanation just feels too long. Paula is the typical airhead main girl with some different power that seems useless at first, and exists only for the sake of moving the plot forward. But in her case, literally everything that she does unintentionally moves the plot. This girl is more efficient than the own script of the show. Rin is the generic overpowered old teacher that trains the main group, but she is so ridiculously overpowered that it turns into common sense that there is no way to beat her, and the villains don't even think otherwise. And she also has a complete contrast to the other teacher-like characters, since while every other is kinda smart or at least knows something specific to train their pupils, Rin is just an idiot. All of these exaggerated characters make the story be built in ways that you normally don't expect, making it quite unpredictable to extent, as what you would normally think will be a big part of the plot ends up happening in a completely different way, or being dealt with as if was not important. Which also ends up making the plot move in an incredibly fast pace, but it doesn't really feel rushed since you just think that this is how the anime should be in the first place. Another thing that just feels right with this kind of anime is the art style. Look at this promo image. I have no idea what this is just by looking at it, but for some reason it catches the eye. Look at the opening. That is a complete acid trip in 1 minute and 30 seconds. Not that I know how one is. While this is not in Kyoani levels of beauty and details, these flashy colors and simple characters are almost cartoonish, and weirdly, they feel kind of refreshing, just because they are not the same thing that everyone is used to seeing at this point. You can feel when something serious is about to happen just thanks to the change of palettes that happens. It is as if the colors are truly giving life to the environment around it. This is delightful to see. And while I know this is not the first anime to do this, nor will it be the last, every show that I've seen so far, with this flashy, weird, simplistic look, ended up being a banger. And of course, what do you expect to see together with this art style? No, you degenerate, not jiggle physics. Actually, kinda. The animation. On every episode there is at least one amazing fight scene, going full shonen style with the classics countless punches per second, air shockwaves, and some other absurd stuff like that. They are gods fighting after all. All of this is always made with incredibly smooth movements and camera angles, also resonating perfectly with the strong colors they are in the background. I'm still waiting to see a fight scene, or even a normal scene for that matter, being in 7 Deadly Sins level of quality. Okay, this example was a bit extreme, but what I meant to say is that the animation still not have declined at any point, which, for an anime that goes at such a fast pace as this one, is quite impressive. Okay, cool, this sounds like a shonen trying to be self-aware with good fights, but why watch it instead of some more popular options like Gintama? Well, my curious friend, first, you also should watch Gintama, immediately. And second, here's the bait of the anime. This one is actually a Seinen, an anime for big boys with big boy pants, and as such, it deals with some pretty major topics. Sex, gore, rape, corruption, war crimes, human exploration. Only the light stuff, right? The only thing that is lighter than these is subscribing to the channel. The interesting thing, however, is how this anime presents said topics. In my seasonal anime video, I joked about this anime reminding me of Clockwork Orange. But honestly, this anime is so surreal that the only thing that I can compare it to is really a mix of Clockwork Orange and shonen fights. When they want to show something disturbing, they don't break the mood to point out, look, see this? This is fucked up. The show just keeps rolling like nothing is happening, which is an interesting but effective approach, serving to show also how for the gods, all of this serious stuff doesn't really matter. The gore scenes you just think are normal and stop caring at some point. This one scene with humans being treated as livestock, keep going like nothing is happening. It somehow makes the scene more disturbing and make you realize just how fucked up the demons are. That one scene in episode 1 that is the main reason for people to have dropped this anime. How to make a scene like that really disturbing while somehow keeping the same mood of the show. Throw in classical music to make people get really disgusted. Jokes aside, it is a strong scene. And I hope that I don't need to tell you just how fucked up rape is, right? Unless you are a Kaiku fan, you probably are a functional human being and already know that. I don't blame anyone for dropping the anime after this scene. It is hard to swallow. Just don't go out saying that this scene is an ecchi bait and the author is a sick fuck for making it, just because he also made that I can't believe it's not hentai anime. This show has its fair share of ecchi, especially thanks to Miku. But that scene is not one of them. Also, allow me to take a moment just to appreciate Miku. Miku is the incarnation of hentai on Earth. Every scene with her, I feel like I'm watching an adult sim cartoon. Her presence, when nothing serious is happening, seems to be the constant reminder for everyone that this is not a casual fight anime. But she also seems to be one of the few characters that go beyond their basic trait, showing a completely different and more serious / analytical side when needed. And don't get me wrong, there is absolutely nothing wrong with some characters following basically a single personality trait in the show, as this is intentional for that self-aware factor, but having one more complex is a nice touch. So, what do you think? Did I give you at least a bit of interest in watching Idaten? I sure hope so, because I can't think of anything else to say that can be used as an argument. Just go watch it and see what you think, and then tell me in the comments. Or tell me what you already thought if you were one of those that dropped the show. Do that usual like and subscribe stuff to help me out. I'm Wiki, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!